Alright, new guy Alex. New guy Morgan.
Hard to come by these days.
Now we got this like hardcore setup with like this huge monitor on a tripod. What do we got hooked up?
We're hooking up a Raspberry Pi to this. We still have to configure the Raspberry Pis. They're brand new SD cards, so
Okay.
have to just flash them real quick in Linux. And then from there, what we're going to try to do is get two Raspberry Pis talking to each other through like a couple discovery protocols and whatnot. So.
Okay. And what's the eventual goal then?
The eventual goal would be to, say, press a button or have an input on one Raspberry Pi and have it transmit to the second Raspberry Pi and perform some action there.
But without hard coding that they know about each other.
Right, right. So it's all automatic discovery. So say you brought along a third Raspberry Pi, plug that in, it would all of a sudden know all about it, and then you could potentially send a signal to that third one.
So like master-slave configuration?
Kind of.
More peer-to-peer.
More peer-to-peer.
Distributed.
But we will need some sort of manager on top of it to basically say, you press this button, it does this over here, kind of thing. But we're still kind of hashing out the details. We'll figure something out.
Cool. All right. Well, we'll see how it goes then.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Peter's quadcopter.
Budget this week was really low.
Getting grease on the floor.
Is it really?
Dust bunnies.
Spinning the right direction to take off. What's that?
Spinning the right direction to take off.
Contact.
Oh my gosh. So it works.
There's just the question, is there any need for it?
No, it was pushing itself.
Sure.
Oh, you left a little dust bunny on the floor there.
Another box fan.
Okay.
Part of one.
Yeah. That's our. It's loot.
USB keyboard.
Set it right there for now.
Ethernet cable.
Ethernet cable's going to PC cable drawer.
Glass cutter.
Bobblehead. You brought the bobblehead.
Yeah.
Anybody want one?
Maybe it goes on the shelf. This is
You're
from
getting
the.
rid of your bobblehead?
This is from the Wallotron. No, not my bobblehead.
The Wallotron.
The bobblehead of me is still a shrine.
Why was Jennifer Aniston on the
Because
on the
from
Wallotron?
the Wallotron, remember?
They did that Office Space skit.
Hey, Will.
Telephone.
Okay.
This is from an airport telephone.
Here, give me a second.
I broke it. I thought maybe you
Funny.
would one of those
Oh yeah,
for
those
your
are
shelf upstairs.
okay. Funny.
You should have seen
Furby.
This is from Peter.
The zombie Furby.
Hey, I remember that Furby.
Yeah.
I might be taking a lot of this. Yeah. No, it's the zombified Furby.
These are some servo wheels.
Zombie bait was something else.
Yeah. It was a stuffed lamb.
This is just a motor. This is that weird noise making thing from the Wallotron. Oh, what's this, Pete? Camera?
Oh, that's a video monitor.
A video monitor.
What do you mean a video? What do you mean a video monitor?
You stick video in the yellow jack, and it displays it on
Another
the
Ethernet cable.
back to 4 LCDs.
Waterproof too, I think. So it gives you a little tiny video screen.
Black and white.
Cathode ray tube.
Yep.
Nice. Wizard calls it.
Driver forward, just give it 12 volts.
Yeah.
This is from you too, right?
You say
Sort
12?
of remote control
Yep.
thing.
12 volts?
12 volts.
Here's the remote control for it. What are
You know what
these?
that'll work great for?
What are those? 3D
little,
glasses?
Yeah.
Radio Shack. Coco, too. Yeah. Those two are a match made in heaven.
Switch.
You know, I think your storage stuff is gonna come in real good. Did you see all this?
Yeah.
So we have more storage cabinets coming.
Speaking of storage,
BT
do you want
dubs.
these or do you want me to throw them?
Where'd you get storage?
Like I got a whole
We can
bunch
throw
of
them.
these. Okay.
Throw 'em.
I got one cabinet. Came out of my garage. So windows are great for one or two people. And
Now, like a full size width,
More stuffs.
so probably there.
yeah, that's right.
That'd be cool.
These are donations courtesy of Will. Hello.
You might want to screw that up over the wall in the shop.
With
This one?
No, this one.
Right
This
Put
one.
tools in, like up on the wall in the shop.
Where?
The back wall,
Where the pegboard is, or no?
straight that wall. Where there's nothing.
That's concrete.
No, there's. Yeah, we can
There you go. What are you up to?
They are also
Just fixing the
so they kind of wanted
connector. Connectors on my
for a
dog
while,
boundary
yeah.
electronic fence
Oh, okay, yeah.
What's nice about
sort of fell apart.
Okay.
the issue that
So I just took off the connector, which is over here.
and then we'll be,
It was one of the things that came off.
when that happens, then we'll be free to.
I'll end up snipping this wire here and then wire tying it to the rest of my boundary wire that runs around my yard. Which I didn't really want to bring to the rabbit hole because it's hard to bring when it's
Well, you
like
brought the
buried.
tub.
Yeah, the tub was not buried in the ground across the entire yard.
What do you guys think about
I was explaining why why I didn't bring the whole boundary wire for my fence.
Not really be intended for design on go SketchUp.
Birdhouse or what?
Yeah, license plate birdhouse.
Nice.
So you make two like this, and one just folds in half, and then put a piece of wood on the bottom and viola.
Weren't you gonna do something?
Veal.
The bottom piece of wood can be like there can be like 4 screws, and
that's why
if
we're
you
tidying
take
up
out
for
the
the,
front two, then
Yeah,
it'll,
this is just the general
go down from
cleaning.
cleanup.
I can actually like sit down.
This could be a design for the Dremel build night.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
Are you gonna
A little bit of repairing required, but
What is it? SOS signal or? Ash. Flash. Okay, really? And I'm about to take apart this pile of stuff.
Yeah.
It's awesome because there are buttons and I like buttons. So can you tell us what you're making here?
This is upcycled license plate birdhouse.
Awesome. Woo!
2 like that, 1 like that.
Cool.
Boom, done.
Bam! Minnesota.
No, actually, too, then we're gonna have a piece of wood that we're gonna make fit the bottom, so that then you can have a clean out for the bottom too.
How'd you fold it?
Pretty much just brute force. I think we're gonna use the edge a little bit, and we also use a scrap piece of wood like this sometimes to try and make it.
Okay.
We kind of freestyled the tabs a little bit, so we're still gonna pop. We're still gonna pop Rabbitholes together. So Pete brought his pop rivet gun. We're gonna try and attach it all together that way.
Awesome.
And then I think we got some big bolts, and we're gonna have like a bolt sticking out right here. That'll be the stoop
Cute.
where a bird can.
Bluebird? Redbird?
Bluebird of happiness. I don't know. That's the plan
That
anyway.
looks great though. That's cool.
He waits until he gets a response, and if he doesn't get the response, he sends the request.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's easier just to use TCP/IP than everything's all sort of
The
guaranteed.
problem I've
but-
had with TCP/IP, at least in Perl, is you never know when the end of the packet comes in. You just keep reading the buffer, and there's nothing that says, "Hey, here's the end of the packet."
Well, that's why you read a header that says, here's how many bytes you expect to get, and then you just keep on reading. Until
Yeah, but I haven't figured out how in Perl to get to that information.
Okay, I haven't really played with Perl one.
Yeah, Perl's TCP/IP. Either I'm missing something, or it just kind of sucks.
Does it make sense to you?
I know what they're talking about, but I don't know if it's gonna help me. Well, I guess
So-
if I only have
so
to
these-
transfer like 3 string parameters, it's like
UDP probably do everything you need.
Probably.
You know, you just make up a packet where here's the format of the packet, and then the guy that's sending it waits for a response to say, "Yep, I got the packet. Here, I'm done with it. Move on." I've done quite a bit of that.
So how are these machines just connected via to
So Wi-Fi network or
Wired network.
a wired network?
Yeah. So they're basically just going to be running a bunch of server, and they're going to have access to the common set of pro binaries.
Yeah.
And
Safety.
I think
Go ahead.
Just call me Mr. Safety.
No.
But yeah, because this is only going to work on the same system.
right, and so that's why I was wondering if I should set it up so that it's actually a network file share.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying because it's going off the directory, so I need to do that.
Yeah.
It possibly could work, but it's just the natural way to do it would be U2P or TCP/IP. Otherwise, it's going to have to do some kind of
One of the nice things
polling
about
type thing.
straight to a network stack is then you don't have to worry about, it's more portable because the network is sort of operating system agnostic.
Right.
Where if you start doing file system things, weird stuff happens.
Right, especially if you start deciding some nodes you want to be Linux and other ones Windows or something like that. Then
We're working along with a couple other games.
So
what are you gonna do about it?
SNMP
yeah.
version 1. That was here.
Well, you wanna fix it? I got you on camera now.
And
You might as well.
there I get
Boy, if that wasn't a hint to go in.
Yeah. I would just, go find, go Google and find some sample programs with Appliance Server, Perl, using either TCP/IP or UDP, and start with that as a starting point.
Well, I need something that does job.
What do you mean by job control?
Pretty smooth movement. It must be one of his.
have one controller and 5 workers.
I think just about every one of his, every one of the cubes are like that.
Not even close. I got a bunch of them, but it's creak and pretty tight sometimes.
So how are the workers going to find the controller? You going to set up the workers ahead of time?
The ones that he'll play with and work with the most.
Do you want them to automatically
Yeah. Oh yeah, I believe that.
It'll be pre-configured.
It's pre-configured.
It took longer than I expected, but don't.
That's not even fair.
Oh, really, what I would have expected, to be honest.
Very few solves.
This one's easier. Because I didn't have as much time.
I'm just mixing it up more.
You're mixing it up more to solve it?
Yeah.
God, what an elitist.
Not quite, but.
Didn't call for. Oh. So, is there blood yet?
Can I ask, so if I, hypothetically, were to scramble it like a bajillion times, would it take the same amount of time as if I just scrambled it, say, 15 times?
Theoretically. It's average like.
I see.
There are some really lucky souls, and sometimes I totally mess up.
I see.
I mean, sometimes it gets stuck like it just did.
Yep.
I think it's been proven there's only like
20 is the God number.
Yeah.
20 is the God number?
If God were to solve a Rubik's Cube, it would take him up to 20 turns. That would be it.
I see.
There was actually 3 servers and they're listening.
Start eating. Alright, bud, what do we got?
1/8 inch hole,
What is that?
pop rivet.
Yeah, pop rivet kind.
Your finger's blocking the camera.
That's alright, safety first.
Yep. Oh, this is it.
Alright, so a rivet,
Yeah.
pop it in the hole.
There you go. Yeah, that's a pop.
Nice. So how much of the rip of that does it take off?
It kind of looks.
So here's what's left over.
Oh. That seems like a
So
lot
the
of...
rivet, it pulls, there's a little knob on the end, so it pulls that down, causes this to expand.
Oh, okay. Cool. So what do you do with the rest of the metal then?
Recycle it.
Recycle it.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So now we gotta line up these holes.
This looks like a caching
No,
box.
Is this for a decorative birdhouse?
Do you want to put the ledge before you put the roof on?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
So until you turn it on, or until you close the cover.
What game is it?
Well, it's got a grid of something and a bunch of little icons on the right, and
Tetris?
I have no idea. Maybe.
Alright. Own it.
But at some point we need to talk to you about it.
The buttons seem to have no effect right now.
Okay.
There's like a part that's about this big that I think is about $500 for some reason. I think
It's doing absolutely nothing.
stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
It doesn't matter what the replacement part is really made out of.
Mr. Flint. Hello.
Yeah, this is what. Okay, and now I don't know how to turn it
Sounds
off
like a
other than to
cricket.
take the batteries out, of course.
Squeak, 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 squeak.
Well, my first
Got a clock.
basketball game.
I mean,
The light works.
we have motors.
One of them does. Or is there two
Or
legs?
is there a, there's a switch to
Might be a current thing too.
No, the motor's not making any noise.
Alright, what do you think?
That's awesome.
I like it.
It's very Minnesota.
Little clean out.
Normal size.
Oh, nice.
I didn't know you were doing that.
Screwdriver.
I was just saying, you need to make a birdhouse.
I like how the first three letters are a gas.
Well, what happened was like, we got our truck when the gas was just going to $2, and this was the first license plate that was on there. So it's kind of ironic.
And I see it's got lots of history.
Yeah.
Do you got a straight screwdriver
Cool.
handy?
That's good.
What was that old piece?
Safe enough
Can it go
to
faster?
wire up right.
If we had more
Throw a
amperage.
switch on.
Probably needs a little grease in the gearbox.
A little bit.
We really need some grease around here.
You know, I keep
That's
telling
been a
myself I'm
need
gonna
for a
bring
long
some
time.
grease, and I never
You know,
do.
WD-40 is kind of greasy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
So-
does.
Some
What's the pin
CRC
now
and some
that's
WD-40
dragging around,
and all that kind of
perimeter there?
stuff.
It's got that little.
It's like right in your eye.
It's going.
Yeah,
This little thing?
Yeah.
I kind of
That's
like the
the
flash
other
and
side
lights
of the
to bring
connection.
out
Oh,
seizures.
oh, okay. Sure.
And seizures are fun.
I knew that was the next thing that's coming out of his mouth.
Do we want to make it any shorter?
220 volts, you know?
Yeah, we'll trim it up to length nice, I think. So we're making a little stand for my JTAGulator. It's a nice little tool for brute forcing JTAG and RS-232 ports. And I just want something nice to set it on,
Okay.
so I don't have to put it on the table.
Sure.
And we last week cut this down from a log and ran it through the bandsaw on the joiner to actually turn it into some lumber. And he brought his table saw over this week, so that we can go ahead and cut it into dimensional stuff.
So what are you doing now?
We're gonna cut it. We want to thin it out, don't we? That'll work.
notch in.
Oh.
It'll work. Done. Aside from sanding.
Yep.
And boring holes in it.
Okay. Now I'm gonna bust out the sander and see what she actually looks like.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm so excited. Look at me. I'm all full of goosebumps. Oh, that's sawdust. What does this do again?
What?
So what you can do with that is like you take a cell phone, and you open it up, and there's little round solder pads that don't have anything attached to them.
Sure.
Those are test points, and some of those are connected to the processor of it.
Okay.
And the processors usually have something called JTAG built in, which allows you to interface the chip directly and see if it's working correctly when you're manufacturing it. But they're still there after it's been manufactured. So this will brute force all those pads and figure out what the pinout of that interface is, and then let you talk to the device directly through that debug interface and actually change values in memory and, you know, hack it. Alright, so this is what we're at from the tree outside down to this. Let's see what this wood really looks like.
That's nice.
If they only had smell-o-vision.
I know, that's what everybody says when they get around this stuff. They're like, wow, that smells awesome. So Peter was kind enough to cut up a piece of wood from a branch that had fallen last winter and had been sitting in the yard. And then we took it onto the bandsaw, took all the bark off, ran it through the joiner, and then we just used the table saw to cut out this piece of dimensional stuff, and I sanded it up. And that's where we're at. Look
Quite
at that.
nice.
That's really nice.
Alright, so let's start.
We need better bits than hacker bits, I think.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull out my
limited. Yeah, pull out the super secret stash of drill bits. Actually, this one might. Nah, it's a little small.
Whiskers bits.
Bye, Matt.
The caliper's come down here today.
Matt said bye with your.
Later, Matt.
Alright, let's see.
Got every 64th along the top here.
Wow. Start there. We can always make it.
It's a lot easier to make it bigger than it is to make it smaller. It's okay. This wood's
It's hard enough.
hard enough that it'll hold the thread, but soft enough that we can probably get the thread going.
try the jiggler on it. Whoever watches this video is gonna hate me.
The jiggler.
The jiggler.
Your new hacker tool. The jiggler.
Yep. Lines up fine. The Phillips screwdriver.
What do you think about the height, though? Does that sparkle with you?
We'll see it with the board on there, and I think that'll make the decision. But looking at the size of these, right up where they have, where the centers have to be.
Whisker, that last one is a little tilted.
Yeah, I haven't put it in yet. I think if we were to drill them big enough to get the stand-ups down into the holes, it would be too close to this edge.
That's theory I was running on. Or it would be so weak that it could break easy. Good job getting them in there, though.
It's always more challenging to do this kind of thing when you're trying to make it so the camera can see.
Right. You can't get the same leverage you would if you were the one working it.
I wouldn't worry about it.
People just want to see the finished product anyway. This is all just filler.
They're malleable enough that we should be able to get totally dead on underneath the mounting holes on the board.
Okay. In that case, we won't use this.
Some just come in.
They did it really fast. I don't see anybody.
Out there? Oh no, I mean like from outside. Not into here.
You mean into the house?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I meant to. I didn't see anybody out there.
Oh.
But I said if they did, they just zoom.
Peace out. What's your favorite color, Whisker?
It's not a loaded question. You can answer it.
Something like you know, 0C, 0CFF or something.
Guess I've always had a thing for magenta. It's not pink, it's lightish red.
Well, that's more like
It's a reddish pink.
255 A0. Lots of all the way up on the red and quite a bit on the art.
What do you think?
I'm gonna call this piece done.
Almost done.
Oh,
No
boy.
project is done until you put the lurfs on it.
The who?
The lurfs.
Little rubber feet. Do we have lurfs?
All my geek group homies say, ooh.
Ooh.
So, little rubber feet.
I see.
So we take some of these. I got adhesive on them. Stick it.
Will it stick to the oil okay?
It's wax.
Will it stick to the wax okay?
Whisker,
They don't,
that's
I've
not
got more.
evenly. Oh, because it's bark.
Yeah. This is not a perfect piece of wood. We tried
It
to make
fell
it
down in
perfect.
the yard. It looks a lot better than it did in the the yard. I haven't really stuck them down yet. See? Just set them on here.
This is the part where the magic happens.
Yep. Alright, how's that look?
Good.
Looks a little off.
Where? Are you just joking?
No, one of the feet. That one, yeah, that one there. Maybe a little further out, away from you. Okay, a millimeter to the right. Perfect. Wow. If you're watching at home, I'm sure you're just right on the edge of your seat.
Alright, Addie. We'll go bring this in the other room and get a closer shot.
Okay.
That's awesome. That worked great.
Okay, finished product.
Lurfs.
We got rubber feet.
Yep.
The nice wood. Kind of fell in our yard.
Yep.
We got some bark on it. And nice standoffs. Everything looks good. JTAGulation. Success.
Night fun in the hackerspace.
Oh,
it's stuck.
It's stuck, dude.
Welded it right
Gotta do
to it.
good.
And destroy the
Now we
cars.
watch for the little tiny spark.
Should I turn the lights down? Ooh, there it was.
Didn't weld that time, but we got a bigger spark.
Very nice.
Pretty warm. We play flip a chip.
Who?
Flip a chip.
Flip a chip?
Yeah, flip it right out.
Oh!
Dynamite.
Dynamite. Alright, what is that? Whoa. That's crazy.
Oh, look at the decay on that. That's great.
What's holding all of that energy?
Liquid crystals.
Oh.
They change their polarity in the solution.
Yep, there's a little charge couple devices.
Cool.
I think you're supposed to actually hit them with like an AC field.
That's pretty awesome.
Something you don't see every day.
No. What happens if you take away the white sheet behind?
It's harder to record.
Oh, but that's cool.
So you need to make a little breakout board for this. And figure out how to turn the dots on and off with the propeller.
Yep.
There you go.
And you have a clear little...
Here's a project for you.
That's fun.
NC 1977. Interesting. That's when this was made, 1977.